Hello, everybody, and welcome here to the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. My name is Andrew Valentin, and I will be your host here from the lovely school of the Illinois Media School from Lombard, Illinois. I hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday. I know I've had a very rough one going on here. With me, of course, is the man who's wearing every color in the world except for his head. Unfortunately, we've had to shave a few pieces off here and there for his eye holes, but he is back. He is the tremendous, the amazing, the incomparable Mr. Tom McKinney, ladies and gentlemen. Tom.
Wearing one of the greatest hockey jerseys of all time, a Minnesota Waves jersey. For all you pigeons out there who don't understand that reference.
Pigeons?
Yes,
Really?
pigeons. I'm calling them pigeons now. Coming up with new terms.
Okay.
This is a Gordon Bombay Minnesota Waves jersey from the second Mighty Ducks when he tore his ACL. And before they won, when Team USA beat Eastland.
So I guess you're having a good day then.
Yeah, it could be better, you know.
Of course, it could be definitely better. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a fun one for you today. We're definitely getting into a lot of football here, obviously. There's been some pretty big news that's been dropping down lately. Yes, and foosball, of course.
Wait, what football are we talking about?
What do you mean, what football are we talking about? The one happening here in America, okay?
Well, the International Cup's going on right now.
All right, I'm not even talking to you anymore. Just pretend like the table's been cut in half, and let's just focus here. All right.
All right, I don't watch South Park.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a good one for you. Like I said, a lot of football. We're gonna talk here. Tom, you ready to get into this, man?
I guess.
You always guess. Well, you better get ready, my friend, because we're about to get this one started, ladies and gentlemen. We're kicking this one off with Chicago Bears talk. Now, obviously, they've already played their first preseason game. There's been a lot of talk coming out from the camp right now, and they're going to be playing this Friday, and hopefully they're going to pull off a pretty nice victory against the Giants, hopefully. But obviously there's a lot of questions. There's been a lot of ups. There's been good. There's been bad on the side of things. So I thought it would be good if we kind of just...
What questions do you have?
Well, I mean, you know...
Literally, they played one game. Trubisky played one series. You had hardly any of the starters playing. So boo-hoo. The kicker kicked the parky kick. That's the only upside.
Well, but there are those questions that are looming, my friend.
But it's one preseason game. You can't go out of your way and say there's a million questions. There's really one question is,
well, I mean,
do we have our kicker?
Well, even looking after just one preseason game, looking at what we've seen from the videos that have come from practice, the reports that have come from practice, there's been a lot of questions there too. For instance, there's been a lot of talk on where Mitch Trubisky's at. There's talk on what's going on with the offensive line. Who's going to be the front runner for the running back position? Who's going to be there?
How can you have any questions on Trubisky? I just said
everybody has.
He played
questions on
once.
the kid.
That's fine. You can have questions. It doesn't matter what happens in practice. That's going up against your own teammates. He played one series against backup players that are fighting for a spot. I'm not going to judge him until either this week or next week.
All right. I'm just saying, man. We can.
Those people out there who have questions, you're idiots. You know nothing.
Well, look, I mean,
you know nothing.
The biggest one right now standing for the Bears is where's the kicking situation at?
That's the only question we're allowed to have.
Well, we can have others.
No,
but
that's the only question we're allowed to have.
In your mind, it's the only question that you can process right now.
No.
But
am I wrong, though? Answer me this. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but at the same time, you're not right either. So
how am I not right?
You're not right because we can still have questions about him. We can still
but you can't figure
out exactly where he's at because he's had a couple bad practices.
Okay, boo-hoo. They're practices against your own team.
Right, if it's against your backups, that's a little bit of a concern.
And they're practices. How many times in practices in high school and stuff like that did you have a bad practice?
That's a thing for concern, though.
No, it's not.
If a kid's having it's not just been one bad practice, mind you.
What you say?
He's had a couple of bad practices.
So we're saying two because that's what a couple is.
Okay, he's had more than a couple of bad practices.
So how many are you saying?
I'm saying he's had about four.
Okay, four practices
or more
out of how many?
I don't know how many practices they've officially had at this point.
Okay,
but
so let's say he's had. Jake, off the top of your head, you can yell it out. Do you know roughly how many practices the Bears have had already?
Something like that, yeah.
So that's 3 weeks of straight practices every day, right? With maybe a day off here and there. So let's say they've had 15 practices and he's had 4. Let's just say 4 bad practices and 15 practices.
All right, but there's cause.
That is not even 50%.
Yeah, but still, there's cause for concern in that.
Not even close cause for concern.
Are you just saying that because you're a Bears fan and you're trying to hope for the best here?
No, I'm saying that it's early on. If this happened towards the end of preseason and into the season, then yes, that's where my cause of concern would come in. But it's literally the start of the football season. It is literally 4 practices out of, let's say, 15 practices that you've had bad practices where you've thrown maybe 4 or 5 picks, which, to his defense, Matt Nagy, he has said this team will be okay with interceptions. They are not going to be happy, but they're going to look at them as learning opportunities and ways to grow and make sure this team is ready for any output. Interceptions happen. Bad things happen. You can't look at those all the time, and that's what Nagy's saying. I love Nagy, actually, right now. He's saying everything right. I think for people out there who want to judge Trubisky off of, again, we don't know how many bad practices he's had. I'm saying 4 just because that seems
that's what I've seen from the amount of days when he's had bad days. It's come out to about 4 when he's been it was like a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and then it was another Tuesday, and then it was like a Thursday or something like that.
But that's the only reason I'm saying 4. Don't quote me on that. I'm only saying 4 because that's what we have here. I'm saying 15 practices because we're not entirely sure. There's a bunch of things that you have. Mini camp, preseason, mini camp, yada, yada, yada. Then you have training camp. Now you have your practices. So that's why I said 15 since the start of training camp. So about 15 practices. And he's had 4 bad ones. It's not 50%.
Right.
I'm bad at math, but I know that's not 50%.
Yes. Yeah. You're right.
But for people out there who go off and judge, it is literally him trying to get the rust out. He is trying to learn new offensive players, not a new offense. I mean, yes, obviously still learning Nagy's offense. It's only been a year with him.
Right.
This is year 2 with him. This is year 2 of him being the full-time starter. He is going to have to work and learn how to do it right, and he's going to get there. So for people who want to go, oh, well, we got to be concerned about Trubisky, maybe we need to look for a new quarterback next year. Calm down, Joe DiGiacomo.
Well, it's not about finding a new...
Calm down, Joe DiGiacomo.
It's not about finding a new quarterback. I think a lot of the concern is just around, look, I mean, yeah, it's just a few bad practices, sure. But if this is the kind of stuff that's going to start to translate into games, I know we haven't seen him play any preseason. We haven't seen him play a full game.
We saw one series where he didn't throw the ball.
Exactly.
So you can't judge him off that. And few bad practices where you're throwing against your own team, maybe those were bad. Maybe he had a few bad series in those practices, but then maybe he was told to throw interceptions. Maybe he was told to make it like these quarterbacks were helping the defense. Maybe he was helping the defense out. We don't know.
I think a lot of the questions that I have more so for him, from my standpoint, is how is he going to adjust to this second year in with Matt Nagy?
Exactly.
You know, because
that's another good question to have right now.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. Because I know a lot of people are like, how's the practices affecting him? It's more so, well, what's he going to do going into this next year? You hope he progresses.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm okay with that question. I'm not okay with the questions and people concerned about how he has, after 4 bad practices and 15 practices and a series where he didn't throw the ball.
I'll say this. Look, if you want to put it on a meter, if you want to put it on percentage, right, give it 5% concern, right? 95% of it stay
0.0001%.
I mean, it depends on the person, but look, if you want to give if you want to go to the highest level, give it a 5%. The other 95%, just focus on the fact that this is still a young quarterback and a very well-designed offense that's put around him. Everything is designed around him making it work. So put the focus more towards that kind of good stuff. But that's where my question is what's he going to do for next year?
And people's concerns about the defense? Khalil Mack didn't play. Roquan played, a little bit?
He played a small part, yeah.
Leonard Floyd didn't play.
They let all the backups generally play because they got to figure out who's the next guys up in the depth chart. Because if these guys get hurt, they want to make sure they're putting out the best guys.
So this Friday, we might see Khalil Mack play. Who knows? We might not actually see Khalil Mack play at all this preseason.
We may not. Who knows? No, but
that's not terribly bothersome to me. I'd be fine with that. But we know what this defense is going to do. They're going to have a little bit of a down year, but this defense is still going to put up fantasy points for me. That's all that matters.
I think I will say this. For the Trubisky side of things, what will he do for next year? That'll be my question. I'm hoping obviously we're all hoping he's going to progress. I know it's a little bit it's tough, right? Because first year, he only played half the season, and it really wasn't a good show. Second year, he showed a lot of improvement. 23 touchdowns, 12 interceptions with a 3,000-yard passing. Plus, he's a Pro Bowl alpha and alternate, as an alternate. Thank you. Couldn't get the word out. it's really good. It's nice to have that in his second year.
Are we going to have growing pains? That's the big
yes.
We're going to have growing pains. So for fans out there, Jojo Giacomo, sorry, am I calling out people already?
Yes, you're singling out people.
It's okay. I do it anyways because he's the same way with the Cubs. Bears fans and Cubs fans are about the same. There's the same scale. There's the crazy fans that'll fight in the stands for no apparent reason. Then there's the fans like me and Andrew. And then there's the fans like Jojo Giacomo who will take to social media when they're absolutely terrible, when they're having a bad game or a bad series or whatever, and will bash them to nothing. And then as soon as that game or series or whatever turns around real quick, you don't hear from them. Those are the 0 to 60 fans, and those are the worst fans in sports.
Yeah, I mean, look, my only thing is, look, if he throws for 3,000 yards, but then it's like 25 touchdowns with 20 interceptions, something like Grossman did.
But we win the Super Bowl. We win the Super Bowl. I'm okay with it.
I'm not okay with him putting up those numbers, but hey, if it gets us to a championship,
don't lie. You'd be happy.
I'd be happy they win a Super Bowl.
You would look at those numbers and be like, I don't care anymore.
I'd probably find...
You say that now.
I'd find some justification. I wouldn't be happy with it, but I'd be happy at least
he'll
they
say
won
that
a championship.
now, but mark my words, come February when the Bears are hosting the Lombardi Trophy and we at the rally and everything, and he's like...
Very optimistic.
Hold on. And he's like, Matt Hasselbeck said the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
I heard him say that.
He said that if he had to choose between the team that he faced in 2006 or this team now, he said he wouldn't want to face this team right now. This team scares him.
Yeah.
But he says that now that he would find a way to make those numbers look terrible. But I guarantee we're at the rally and everything as Trubisky's hosting the trophy and everything like that, and his MVP, Super Bowl MVP trophy, yada, 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 that he shares with Khalil Mack because you know Khalil Mack's going to have at least 33 sacks in that game, not 30.
33 sacks?
No, not 33. I meant 3 sacks.
I mean, he could if he goes out. If he goes
God,
like
if it was like Big Ben.
God.
Or no, my bad. Oakland. There we go. If it was somehow Oakland.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, this. Look.
But really, let's just get to the main question: the kicking game.
Yeah.
Now, what was the kicker's name who kicked the Cody Parkey kick that made it actually from that distance and the same side of the field and was iced?
I forgot the question you answered.
Who was the kicker?
I'm so lost.
What was the kicker? He kicked the 45-yard, the north end zone. They iced him, and he still made it.
Was it Elliott Fry?
I think it was. I don't remember. That's why I'm asking you.
You don't even remember?
No, that's why I was asking you.
I think it was Elliott Fry. Look, the kicking game is obviously the number one concern right now in the Bears camp. It seems.
Who's the AA guy? The American Association of Football or whatever that was.
Well, look, it's either Elliott Fry or it's Eddie Pinheiro. It's one of those two.
Which one came from the league that folded?
I'm pretty sure it was
That was
Elliott
during this
Fry
summer.
because Pinheiro we traded for.
Yeah, then it was Fry.
See, it was Fry.
Yeah, because Pinheiro had the first 2 quarters.
Well, look, right now, I don't know how you feel on it, but to me, I'm just looking at the kicking game, and I don't think there's a front runner in this thing.
Fry.
You think it's Fry?
Yeah, he made the Parkey kick.
I will say that
there's a meme out there. Let me see if I can find it really
It's
fast.
impressive. It's impressive that he was able to make that kick, and maybe that does give him a bit of the edge. But I just feel like the Bears will somehow make a justification that Pinheiro is more their guy because you traded a draft pick for him. So, and not only that, but he has more of the strength. He has a little bit more consistency on his kicking abilities. So I don't know. It's tough. I mean, Elliott Fry is still a really good kicker. I mean, both of these guys could be something special, and who knows? Maybe we have to change them out every single field goal, every single extra point, every single kickoff. Who knows? I mean, this is going to be probably something that goes down to hopefully it doesn't go down to the end of the season, but it feels like through the first 4 games we might still not know who our kicker is. Although I hope that Matt Nagy and the rest of these guys can figure it out.
By the way, I know I wasn't here on Saturday, but I really wanted to get into this just real quick. Way off topic, but I'm looking for this other meme real fast. So the White Sox and Yankees are going to be playing at Field of Dreams, the new stadium that they're going to build right next to the actual Field of Dreams. And the group I Hate the White Sox, Go Cubs, posted on August 8th, and I shared it
Tom.
as
real subtle.
It's literally the group name. And I shared it August 9th. That's when I saw it, and it's been going around everywhere. And I'm pretty sure you see it. It's literally the house with the little bleachers at Field of Dreams, and it says the White Sox finally found a stadium they can sell out. I find that great. Sorry, go ahead.
You done?
Yeah, I always got to find a way to rip the White Sox.
Jesus, unbelievable. See what I got to work with all the time.
Boo-hoo.
All right, well, overall, I mean, for what we've seen from the Bears in the first preseason, I mean, I will say I think the wide receiver situation looks pretty good. I think Javon Wims, or Weems, I think it's Wims, that's how you pronounce his last names. I think he's earned a spot on the roster now as one of the wide receivers. I know they say they're going to carry 7 wide receivers. It's a little odd.
Did Ridley play?
Ridley did not play.
I didn't watch
believe.
much of the game.
He's still out with his injuries, but he's coming back soon? All right, cool. David Montgomery, I mean, I think we overhyped it a little bit on how good he played in that preseason game, but I think he's everything. He looks like everything that we were wanting him to be. He can catch passes. He can run strong. I think he's going to be a good running back. I don't think he's going to be the front runner to win the position. I still think that's probably going to be, Tariq Cohen and Mike Davis taking most of the carries. But I expect him probably by the end of the season to be the guy who's carrying most of the load when it comes to being the top running back. So
yeah, I think this is just basically the Mike Glennon effect, except they actually have a better starting running back to start the season.
I mean, I think all 3 of those guys are going to be highly effective. If each one of them can run for 500 yards and add another, 3, 4, 500 yards receiving, I call that a win. And guess what? It's a lot cheaper than if I were to pay Ezekiel Elliott. So suck it, Cowboys. Just wanted to say that because I'm tired of this Ezekiel Elliott stuff, man.
Who wears number 9 for the Bears?
Number 9? That would be Tyler Bray, I think it is.
No, it's Fry. It was Fry that drilled the field goal.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were right.
Yeah. So there you go. So
we're not idiots. And he kicked it right at the half.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what happens with the kicking situation. We'll see what happens with obviously with Trubisky's growth over the season when it comes down to it. The running back situation, I think it'll be a nice 3-headed monster that we've got there. And the defense right now looks like they're all in sync, and they all say they love what Chuck Pagano's doing. Pagano says he loves what he's seen from these guys. He just hopes to get Clinton Dixon to the mix soon to be able to see what he can do. And hopefully he doesn't mess this thing up. I hope this Alabama connection can really work, because if that can work with Eddie Jackson, nobody can stop us then. It's going to be another 0-6 run off the defense most likely.
Fine by me.
With a little bit of added offense to it.
Fine by me.
That's the feeling I'm getting from it. So if that's the case, at least we're not going to be playing Peyton Manning and the Colts. We might have to play Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. But
it's going to be Baker Mayfield and the Browns.
I'm still banking on Andrew Luck and the Colts. So
I'm banking on Baker Mayfield and the Browns, and Baker Mayfield's going to lead me to a fantasy Super Bowl win.
All right. Well, outside of Tom's fantasy, of course.
What did you say back there, Commish? Every world, because I have the best defense in the league.
It's called Tomland. I don't know if you know about it.
Don't lie. You think you're going to win with your quarterbacks. Exactly. So I'm allowed to believe what I want.
All right. Don't argue with the producer. Jake Bradley, our producer, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Also,
trash.
Also the commissioner of Tom's fantasy.
Trash. What a worst commissioner ever. I want a new commish. He's trying to up his contract. He's not even giving health care to us.
All right. Well, what do you guys what do you guys think of the whole Bears situation?
You're not getting a private jet.
What do you guys think about the whole Bears situation? What do you think about the training camps? How do you think they've gone? How do you think the first preseason went? What do you think is going to happen in this second preseason game? Obviously, we'll break that down on Saturday when it does happen. On Friday, they'll be playing against the Giants. I believe it's 7 o'clock is when they're playing. I don't quote me on that, but I do know they're playing the Giants. So hopefully we'll get some good interceptions off of David Jones, who I know looked fantastic in his first start and got an A+ according to all those people. But let us know in the comment section down below what you guys think the Bears are going to do and how you think this team's going to look. All right, so before we jump into this, I just wanted to rattle off some quick news, just give off the quick news here of some useless topics that we will probably never get to because, frankly, I don't know how he feels on it, but I know these are just ones that
Can we just talk about the puppy that's up for adoption in Cleveland that the Browns adopt, and then right at the end, right as preseason starts, they put him up for adoption?
Is that what they're doing?
It's really cute.
Is it?
Yeah, I want it.
It's adorable. Well, no, it's not that, but that is an adorable story, and that's very nice. Well, these are just some three quick stories real fast on just we're pouring through. So the first one is Alibaba's Joseph Tsai is buying the 51% that is left on the Brooklyn Nets for $2.35 billion. So
is that the guy that made that terrible stadium for hockey?
I'm not 100% on that.
All right, next. Who cares? Trash. That organization sucks.
That is one of the big next top news. Ohio State University is officially wanting to trademark the word "the" so that they can officially be the Ohio State. I think that is the stupidest thing I have ever heard.
First off, good luck fighting my the or the Home Depot, because good luck with that. Do you want to see it?
Are they the Home Depot?
Look at the Home Depot.
Does say the Home Depot. Wow, I never noticed.
Their ads say at the Home Depot.
That's something. All right, and the other last news is that Rock Nation, Jay-Z's affiliate company, is going to be the lead NFL entertainment endeavors for the long haul. They just agreed to a multi-year deal.
Joke. That man didn't even want to perform at the halftime show of the Super Bowl because of the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. Who cares? Jay-Z's trash. Next.
All right, so that's the breakdown news for today that we're not going to be getting into because we got other things to talk about here, which, leading into our next topic here, we've got ourselves some more Dallas Cowboy talk.
Who cares? Next.
All right, well, no. This one is, obviously, if you haven't heard, quarterback Dak Prescott has been looking to get his new contract from the Dallas Cowboys and reportedly turned down a $30 million per year contract that would make him one of the highest paid quarterbacks. He says he is now seeking a $40 million quarterback via his agent. And honestly, I don't think he's worth it, but I applaud him greatly for it because
he's trying to get money because he knows in Dallas they have the money, but they don't protect the quarterbacks very well. So he wants to make sure he doesn't get screwed over like Tony Romo and break every bone, because that kid will break every bone if he gets hit too hard, too much. So he wants to make sure he has that money because he doesn't have health insurance. So yeah. I don't blame him. Give him his money. Quit bitching. Jerry Jones, you have the money. Just give him the money.
Yeah, I mean,
next.
There's no next with this. This is.
All right.
I mean, it's
he did put ice cream up there.
Jesus.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah. Nice. Well, look, when it comes to this whole Dak Prescott thing, I mean, there's been everybody's been kind of taking their point to.
Who cares? Everybody
just
wants to talk about Dallas.
I mean,
no one likes Dallas.
Well, I mean, look, it's America's team. It's the quarterback. Everybody.
Are they though? Well, can we just talk about how Colin Cowherd is an idiot when it comes to Baker Mayfield?
Well, we've already talked about that, unfortunately, and you haven't been here for that. So.
I know, but it's great. Have you read any of the new stuff?
Yes, I have.
Did you see his new video? I can't wait for the day Baker wins a Super Bowl and goes on the herd and literally just shoves his Super Bowl ring down his throat.
Wins a Super Bowl.
He's going to win a Super Bowl.
That's what you think.
Brown's going to win a Super Bowl.
But no, this is obviously, I mean, look, it's understandable. The guy has the second highest winning percentage since coming into the league, next to Tom Brady. You're in a league now. The NFL is at a point where quarterback is the most important position, with wide receivers, DBs, and edge rushers being there.
New England.
Ask.
You want to ask the perfect question about how important quarterbacks are? Ask Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, look, ask any team, right?
No, just ask Cleveland. Just ask the girl that has the jersey that she's literally got sick and tired of. It started with Blaine Gabbert or something like that. Or it was a Manziel jersey, and it literally just has. She just took a piece of paper.
It goes way farther back.
And then yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it goes through all 32 quarterbacks they've had starting for their team over the last 20 years.
Yeah,
so
whoever it is, but then all of a sudden it ends at Baker, and it hasn't changed yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just. The reason I bring this up is because obviously this whole Dallas thing has become a huge dilemma now. You've got Ezekiel Elliott
sitting in Cabo. Isn't there always a dilemma in Dallas?
Well, yeah, but now more than ever. Because you got Ezekiel Elliott sitting in Cabo who wants to get paid. You've got Amari Cooper who's not saying a word, but everybody's kind of throwing a lot of cash towards him.
And then you have former Cowboy Des Bryant chiming in, and it's great.
Yeah, and look, I mean, does Dak deserve $40 million? No, not by any means. I don't think any quarterback's worth that kind of money. I don't think any player's worth that kind of money, but I'm a broke kid in Chicago, Illinois, saying that kind of stuff.
Jerry Jones, you want to sponsor X-Bomb Sports? I'm only looking for a nice, cool $1,000.
Yeah, really.
A show.
But it's, I mean, really, it's interesting because he really holds all the cards against the Dallas Cowboys, because after him, they got nothing. And so Jerry's probably gonna have to fork up the money.
Ooh, $10 million per year more. Like, that man can't afford it. Ooh. Pay your franchise quarterback.
Yeah, really.
Quit complaining. Or you're going to have another lockout, and then you're not going to make any money because you're an idiot.
Well, that's the thing is that, like, I've seen on social media, which
I
is
can
the
tell you.
worst.
Huh?
I
tell you right now, in the next 4 years, we're going to have at least 3 lockouts. The first one's coming in hockey. Guarantee it. By next year, there's going to be a lockout in hockey. 2 years later, it's going to be the NFL. 3 years after that, it's either going to be MLB or NBA. It's going to be one of those two in 3 years.
Major League Baseball could be on the way sooner.
Yes, they're sooner than I think, but I think something's going to happen where they're going to push it back a little bit.
Yeah.
But the NBA, I could see maybe in 3 years. Who knows? Maybe in 4 years, every sport will have a lockout, have had a lockout recently.
It's possible. I mean, at this point now, the players' unions are starting to really collide with management because you have a lot of guys right now, owners and management, that are just very old school and want to think on a certain level. And, yeah, they want to make money. Of course, that's their whole thing. As owners and managers, they want to make money. But so do the players. And for Dak, I understand it. The Dallas Cowboys have nothing after Dak Prescott. And even if you say, well, then next year they'll just go get a different quarterback in the draft.
Who? What quarterback's coming out? Unless you drafted Ian Book.
You've got, well, I mean, that's a gamble of itself.
Whoa,
but the three best quarterbacks that sit on the board right now from everybody says Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert, and Jake Fromm are the 3 guys, and they're scheduled to go in the top 15.
I got you. I got you right here. Tua's going to Arizona because Kyler's going to get hurt. Herbert's going to go to Miami, and then the other one's going to the Seminoles. Or not Seminoles. He's going to Tampa.
He's going to Florida State.
Yeah.
I don't think you're far off. I'll say this. I think, well, quick prediction on that. I think Tua goes to Miami. I think Justin Herbert goes to the Giants. And I think Jake Fromm.
Giants are going to learn that they should never take a Duke quarterback.
I think Jake Fromm goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But look, if that happens, those guys are probably going in the top 10 then. Where's your quarterback? And then what? You're going to try and tank for Trevor Lawrence? You think you're going to get the number 1 pick then? Are you kidding me? You're probably not even going to tank well enough to get the number 1 pick.
Tank in that division.
And then
that division's trash.
And then, you can say, well, Trevor Lawrence is gone, so we'll just take Justin Fields from Ohio State. Justin Fields is going to be far gone before you get that opportunity. He's probably going to go to a team that already has a quarterback that's going to ditch him like the Jaguars or the Lions.
No, he'll probably go to, like, the Vikings.
Yeah, or the Vikings. I mean, somebody's going to pick him up. But you're not going to get an opportunity at any of those quarterbacks over the next 2 years. And then what's it going to look like? The landscape for quarterbacks shrinks down inevitably to very small.
Whoa, you forgot one, Ian Book.
Man, you got to get off the Ian. We're going to talk about Ian Book, and I'm going to ruin your day.
You ruined my day.
I'm going to ruin your day.
You ruined my day.
I'm going to ruin your day.
You ruined my day. I'm slashing your car tires.
Jeez, man. Little extreme there. Look, look, when it comes to this whole Dak Prescott thing, though,
next.
We've already said it, man. Pay the quarterback.
Pay your running back. Pay your players. You have the money.
Don't pay your running back.
Pay your running back.
Don't pay
you have the money. Stop being a little baby.
Pay your quarterback. Sit on Amari Cooper. Wait to see what he says, because he's not the one complaining. It's Ezekiel Elliott complaining. Trade Ezekiel Elliott. Get some draft picks. Go get yourself a dual-headed monster of running backs for cheaper, and you'll be fine. Because I'm telling you right now, there's a plethora of running backs that would rather be in Ezekiel Elliott's position right now as a Dallas Cowboy. If he doesn't want to be a Dallas Cowboy, if he really wants to sit out the whole season, trade him for 2 first-round picks. He's
I'll take him.
Else.
I'll take him.
I don't want him.
I'll take him.
I don't want the head case.
I'll take him.
I'll
take him. Means I win a Super Bowl. I'll take him.
Don't
lie. If it guaranteed us a Super Bowl, if he was our Doris Chapman, you're taking him in a heartbeat.
No, I don't want him.
This man's crazy.
I don't want him.
You don't know what he's talking about. You don't know what you're talking about.
Not a good running back.
Fine by me. I'll take him. You don't have. Then you're not allowed to be at the Super Bowl championship party.
Well, we're not getting Ezekiel Elliott anyway, so it doesn't
You don't know
matter.
that?
So stubborn. All right, but yeah, you guys can let us know what you think about the Dak Prescott situation. Do you think he's going to get his $40 million a year?
He might get 50. I hope he gets 50. I hope they offer him 40 and he goes, nah, now I
You're
want
just
50.
hoping the Cowboys just go bankrupt like the rest of us.
Straight.
What do you think Amari Cooper's going to get? What do you think Ezekiel Elliott will finally get his paycheck, or do you think he'll be traded, or what do you think is going to happen there? You guys can comment down below, let us know, and hopefully we'll be done talking about the Cowboys because at this point
We're never going to talk about the Cowboys ever again.
I'm hoping not, unless it's in season.
No, we're just
Unless
never going to
it's in
talk.
season,
We're done
we'll
talking about Cowboys, period. They're a terrible team.
We will eventually talk about them, but it'll be only in season stuff. That's it. Unless something major happens where they make a huge trade. I don't know. But that's if. All right. So away from that, obviously, sorry. Obviously,
ice cream?
No, not ice cream. College football season.
Ice cream.
Yeah, I know. College football season is not too far away, and obviously, Tom was very excited to come and talk about it until he realized some unfortunate news that Notre Dame doesn't play until sometime.
Till Monday. They don't play till the Monday, September 2nd, which is Labor Day, by the way. So they're playing the Labor Day game, which is terrible because then they don't play that following Saturday, and then they play New Mexico September 14th.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I got to wait a whole another week before they can play again. You can't just let me watch them on Saturday and then watch them the following Saturday. No, I got to watch them Monday and then watch them 2 Saturdays later. What is this world becoming?
Yeah, so Tom's a little upset about that, but I thought it would be good kind of break down the top 25 and maybe look at some of these
What a joke, top 25, by the way.
Stop. If we look at some of the top 25 here, and then we also break down some of the top questions that are there for how these guys are going to contend, sort of what their odds are to win a championship, and then also to what questions are looming for some of these teams. So let's just jump into it. So I'll rattle off the top 25 here real fast for you guys. Number 1, Clemson. Number 2, Alabama. Number 3, Georgia. Number 4, Oklahoma. Number 5, Ohio State. Number 6, LSU. Number 7, Michigan.
Hold on,
number
restart
8.
this. I got some things to say. Just restart it real quick.
All right. So top 5 are Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State.
Wait, are you looking at the AP?
I'm looking at ESPN's polls from the from their rankings right now.
So is
okay?
that the most recent one?
These are the preseason rankings. Yes. Okay. Can I go still?
Yes.
All right. So top 5 go from Clemson, Alabama,
Trash,
Georgia,
trash,
Oklahoma,
trash,
Ohio
trash,
State.
trash.
6 through the rest of them: LSU,
Trash.
Michigan at 7,
Trash.
Florida at 8,
Trash.
Notre Dame at 9.
How?
10 is Texas.
Trash.
Texas A&M is 11.
Trash.
Washington at 12.
Trash.
Oregon at 13.
Trash.
Penn State at 14. Utah
Trash.
at 15.
Trash.
Auburn at 16.
Trash.
UCF at 17.
They should be
Wisconsin at 18.
Trash.
Iowa at 19.
Trash.
Michigan State at 20.
Trash.
Washington State at 21. Syracuse
Trash.
at 22. Stanford
Trash.
at 23.
Trash.
Iowa State at
Trash.
24. And Northwestern at 25.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the top 25, and as you can tell, Tom's a little bit of a bias-y about it, but, it is what it is.
First off, how is Army not in the top 25?
Because they don't have that strong a schedule.
They literally had their best season ever. I'm not talking about putting them in the top 10 or the top 15, but you can put them at least 20th.
That's not going to happen, man.
Why?
Because
Why?
it's their first winning season in, how long?
Who cares?
I understand, man. I understand what you're saying, but, look, love ain't going to be there for Army because they're obviously not looking at them to repeat next year, so.
That's fine, but give them their recognition now. Let them go into the season ranked. Let them enjoy it. Maybe they'll shock us. What if they go undefeated? Are you putting them in the college football playoffs? No, because you don't love America.
Are you feeling all right there?
I don't know.
All right. So this is obviously not by rank. This is more so by who are the favorites right now to win the national championship. So it gives us a little bit of how their odds look, and then also it has a few questions that we can answer about them. We won't do probably all of these. We'll kind of jump around through them for the most part for the teams that we want to see that we think are most interesting. So we'll just start at the head. So right now, the 2 favorites to win the championship are obviously Clemson and Alabama.
Trash. By the way, Nick Saban finally came out and admitted a couple days ago that he needs to play a tougher schedule in the SEC and tougher non-conference schedule because even the fans of Alabama are frustrated.
Do you need me to run you a cold shower?
No, but it's great to finally see Alabama's noting that they don't play a tough schedule.
So Alabama, the big questions standing for them really right now are whether this young defense can hold itself up, because obviously they lost a lot of really good players last year in the draft. They've had some major injuries to linebackers, so there's some big questions there standing as well. And also, too, can Tua Tagovailoa repeat with Steve Sarkisian in this offense and have another record-setting year? I have to say right off the bat, I think Alabama's going to have another good year. I think they're probably going to be in the college football playoffs as usual. Their schedule obviously doesn't really show a lot of strength. I mean, they've got some good teams they're going to play against.
They're a trash schedule. They never play a tough schedule, and they won't play a tough schedule until they come up here and play Notre Dame in 2025.
Possibly. But look, I think Tagovailoa is going to have another good year. Defensive-wise, I don't know if they're going to be as good as they have been in the past. I mean, I know Saban's done a really good job with building those guys up, but
actually, there's a tie in the rankings. You realize that, right?
Well, with Wisconsin and
UCF and Wisconsin,
they're tied for 17th. But from what the polls have them listed, is that UCF is ahead of Wisconsin.
No, they're just.
Well, I mean,
it's alphabetical order.
Yeah, right. I'm just going with the rankings. All right,
that's fine. But you got to say they're 17th.
Yeah. So Clemson, big question standing for them: can they repeat? Can the young quarterback Trevor Lawrence really step up his game? I think he's going to have a better year than he had last year. He's got two 6'4" wide receivers to throw the ball to. One of them is probably going to be a late second-round draft pick. The other guy's probably going to be a top 5 pick by the time he comes out. The other question, too, is, of course, will the defensive line be the same? I mean, look, you lost 3 defensive linemen who went in the first round with Dexter Lawrence, Christian Wilkins, and Cleveland Farrell, and Austin Bryant eventually got drafted in the 4th round. So you've lost your entire defensive line. I think they've got some good players, but it's going to be difficult.
Do you realize we have 2 top 25 matches opening week?
Yeah.
You have Northwestern at Stanford. That's 23 versus 24 or 25. Actually, it's really 22 versus 24 right now because there is no 18.
Right.
And then you have number 13 Oregon versus number 16 Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn's going to get stomped.
Yeah, it's possible. Next on the list is Georgia. They're sitting at 6-1 odds right now to win the championship. Big questions for them is who's Jake Fromm going to throw the ball to, because all their wide receivers are pretty much
Georgia's
gone.
going to choke, and in week 3, they're going to get stomped.
I'll say I don't know who he's going to throw the ball to. Jeremiah Holloman was one of their best wide receivers, and he's been dismissed. So now they've got to go through a plethora of different other wide receivers to try and see what they can find. DeAndre Swift's going to be a really good running back, and defensively, I think they're going to be a really good standstill defense, but ultimately it's going to go down to the offense on what they can actually do. Next, you got Michigan. They're sitting at 12-1 odds.
Trash. What a joke. They're going to get stomped in October.
Biggest question with this team is whether Shea Patterson in the offense can really develop and find a rhythm.
No, the big question is they're actually going to show up against Ohio State.
Well,
no.
That's also a question here, too. But, I mean, look, the offense as a whole for Michigan, I think they're going to struggle. I don't know if Shea Patterson's going to be a quarterback for the NFL. He hardly looked like a quarterback for Michigan last year, so I think he's got talent, but I don't think he's got the talent to take him the length that people think he's going to. Then you got Ohio State. They're sitting at 14-1 odds. The biggest question for them really is right now around their young quarterback, Justin Fields, and their defense. Their defense took a big hit. They're
not going to do anything. They'll beat Michigan, but they're not going to do anything.
I think they'll be in the college football playoffs. I like Justin Fields. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I think he's going to have a really good career, but ultimately, I mean, it's hard to sell when you've got the Big Ten sitting in front of you, and right now the Big Ten, there's a lot of good defenses out there that he's going to have to fight through. Next, you got Oklahoma. They're at 16-1 odds right now. The largest question, of course, is stemming on whether or not they're going to actually have a defense surrounding this team.
It's the Big 12. Do they play defense in that conference?
Well, that's the big question right now standing for them is can they build a defense that's actually going to be somewhat acceptable for college football? I don't know. And also, I've got questions.
Let me ask you, what conference are they in again?
Big 12.
Yeah, there's no defense in the Big 12.
And the other question standing, too, is, of course, whether or not Jalen Hurts can actually step up to the plate and be a starting quarterback. I mean, look, he was at Alabama, but Oklahoma's a totally different situation. He's going to be asked to throw a ball a whole lot more. He's not going to have running backs that he can lean his shoulder on and kind of lean into and hope for the best, but I just don't see it. Next, you got LSU. They're sitting at
Trash.
20-1 odds. Biggest question for them really is standing on whether or not Joe Burrow can actually step up and be the quarterback for this team. Is he going to play like he did in the first half, which was sloppy and inconsistent, or is he going to be like the second half, where he was completing his passes left and right and playing like an actual college quarterback that can win football games?
No.
I'm.
It's gonna be the return of Ellis Luz.
I think he'll play decent. I don't think he's gonna play outstanding. I think they're gonna lean on the running backs again. I think they got a really good group of running backs. I think they're gonna find a way to win some games. I don't think they're gonna win out. I don't think they're beating out Alabama. It's gonna be a tough fight for them, but I think they'll find a way to be able to beat some of the top teams out there at least. Next, you've got Texas. They're at 25-1. Texas's biggest question kind of sits on their quarterback, if Sam Ehlinger can stay healthy, and also, too, whether or not this defense can actually build itself out. They've got some pretty good components, but I'm going to be honest, I think Texas is going to lay another egg. I just don't see this. I think
it's
this team can
Texas team. They don't know how to play football in Texas the right way.
Jeez,
They just like to spend money.
I think Texas is going to be decent. I just don't see them being – people think they're going to win the Big 12. I just don't see it happening. I'm sorry. The Oklahoma, I think, still has a much better team than what Texas is showing me right now.
Hell,
although I could
Virginia
be – who knows?
could
I could be surprised. We could be very well surprised. So then you've got a plethora of other teams in here, and unfortunately, your Notre Dame Fighting Irish come in at the 50-1 odds, along with Washington, Texas A&M.
How?
I'll tell you why. Because your quarterback is still not proven, and you lost a lot on defense.
Ian Book is not proven.
Not proven.
Excuse me. What did he do last year? He led the team to the playoffs and lost to the national championship team. By the way, was in a very good, close game for most of that game up until the end when the defense just finally broke down. That's the only time that defense played their hearts out. Ian Book played their hearts out. Yes, people are going to say I'm biased. There were a few bad no calls in that game that didn't go Notre Dame's way. There were also calls that went against Notre Dame that should not have gone that way. Go watch the film. You'll see what I'm talking about. You can call me biased. You can say you're a fan and that you just want your team to succeed. Of course I want my team to succeed. It's my team. My team. And Notre Dame being 50-1 odds, I hope they go out and I hope they stomp Louisville. I hope when they play Georgia, and Georgia's ranked number 2 because Alabama somehow loses to Duke, Georgia gets stomped by Notre Dame in Georgia, and then they go play Michigan and beat the living daylights out of Michigan. It's going to be great. They're going to go undefeated. They're going to play Clemson again, and they're going to beat Clemson. It's over. Notre Dame's going back to the playoffs. Anybody who says otherwise is wrong.
So I think Ian Book's had some trouble throwing the ball every now and then. I mean, he's definitely
Cut his mic. He's
definitely
gibberish.
more consistent than their last quarterback, that's for sure. I mean, look, he gives them a fighting chance, but you lost Dexter Williams they lost Dexter Williams as the running back, which they were not very strong when it came to running the ball, and he had a lot of, home run times where he was able to kind of break free and make big long runs. So not having him could be a real big setback. Losing Jerry Tillery, losing Drew Tranquill, and Tavon Coney, their top defensive players. I know they have some pretty decent guys sitting in the, kind of in the waysides, but honestly, it's hard to replace long-term leadership from those guys.
You were wrong, though, about Ian Book. How can you say he has a lot of questions and that he's not proven? He literally proved everything last year.
I think he could show more, man.
He
That's
has,
the thing.
He has room
and not
to
only
grow.
that, but he also
has room to grow.
Yes.
I will give you that. But you can't say he hasn't proven himself
But he
as
also-
a good or a great, almost elite college quarterback who is ready for the pros.
I wouldn't say elite. I
didn't say elite.
Yeah.
He's a great on the verge of becoming an elite
No, you
college
can't even
quarterback.
say that.
Yes, you can. What,
He's-
because he
he's-
didn't win a national championship?
No, it's
How
not.
many Alabama quarterbacks
It's
haven't
not
won a national
because of
championship?
that, Tom.
But that's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying this because of the fact that he had all these tall wide receivers that he was simply able to kind of lean the ball over the defensive backs to. I mean, look, yeah,
Sounds like
beneficial.
A.J. McCarron.
And that's one of the things that I gave him stuff for too.
What? First off,
Yeah.
has he ever started a game in the NFL? He's never played a game, so you don't know. What with the Bengals? Yeah, exactly. It's the Bengals.
Yeah, he's been the guy that comes in relief when Andy Dalton's gotten hurt.
Exactly.
Look, I'm not saying this team can't be good, and I'm not saying he's bad, but I'm saying he's good. He's not great. He's good. He's not great.
College quarterback right now that is on the verge of becoming an elite quarterback. And anybody who says, "Oh, well, he's got to win a national championship to be that," you're wrong. I'm not saying you.
Yeah.
I know there's people out there, you Notre Dame haters, because you don't think Notre Dame deserves the credit because they're not in a conference and they should join a conference. Get off that bandwagon. They play the toughest schedule in all of college football.
Just this year.
They still have one of the toughest schedules.
Not this year.
What are you talking about? They played Georgia. They played Michigan.
They didn't get ranked as one of the top.
Yeah, because ESPN
schedules.
doesn't rank them that way. ESPN literally sits on their butts and literally strokes
It wasn't
off.
just ESPN. It was also CBS.
Exactly.
It was also Fox Sports.
CBS has the SEC. CBS literally owns the SEC. ESPN has its own SEC network. Notre Dame, because they're independent in football, doesn't get the love because they can make their own schedule and schedule who they want. They literally go out and play Michigan. They go out. They're playing Georgia. In a couple of years, they're playing Alabama. They're gonna be They've played Oklahoma when Baker was there for 1 year. They've played. Who else have they played? They played Texas. Yes, granted, Texas wasn't as good, but they play USC every year. They play Stanford every year because they love to play those games. Navy is not a joke school to go against. They play those teams. They now have to play 5 ACC teams, so they're going to be playing Clemson. They're going to be playing Florida State. They're going to be playing Duke. They're going to be playing North Carolina. Like, they're going to be playing these teams that are good college football teams. The ACC is not a joke conference. It is a good football conference. It is now becoming almost a great football conference. People keep saying, oh, Notre Dame's going to eventually join the ACC. Do you know how much Notre Dame gets paid by NBC? Do you really want to know how much they get paid? They get paid like $2.3 billion a year to play on NBC, all their home games. You know why they get all these top recruits? Because they get to play on NBC. They're always on TV. When do you not turn on the TV and Notre Dame's not playing on some channel, be it ABC for Saturday Night Football, be it ESPN or ABC during the day, be it NBC or CBS, whoever they're playing, they're on one of these channels. They're always on TV. They're going to get top recruits. They're not going to join a conference, so stop saying it.
Yeah, but they haven't gotten any real top 5-star recruits in a long time.
They have a bunch of top 5 recruits.
Not that I've seen.
They have a bunch of top 5 recruits coming in.
Look, from what I'm seeing from the consensus from everybody that's saying top 10, the number one hardest schedules right now sit on South Carolina, USC, and Texas A&M.
What,
and then,
tough schedules?
Yeah, it's the top 10 tough schedules, and then Stanford's also in there too. Hey, man, I'm sorry, but unfortunately your team just didn't make the cut this year as a tough schedule.
You can't lie. You look at their schedule. It is not tough.
Look, I'm not saying it's not tough.
Going into the season, everybody's schedule is tough going into
the only loss they're probably going to take is going to come from Georgia. And that's even if. So.
Everybody said the same thing the year that they lost to Georgia, that was going to be their only loss. Now, yes, they had a bad rest of their season a little bit.
Yeah.
But they almost beat Georgia.
Right. No, yeah.
The year that they lost to Florida State in a terrible ending of that game.
But a lot of that was also banked on defense, too. You got to remember that.
Yes. But they lost to Georgia by 1 point.
Yeah. Well, look, again, look, I know he's fired up, all right? And yes, I wanted to definitely get this man to be passionate because I know how he is when it comes to Notre Dame.
By the way, when they play Boston College, $88 for 2 tickets.
Yeah.
It's about a steal.
It's pretty good. I mean, look.
But here, so let me break this down. So you have Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
They're in Louisville.
Yeah.
It's not an easy place to play.
Right.
It's an 8 o'clock game. It's a night game. It's September 2nd. You're the only game that night.
Yeah.
It could be a tough one. Then you got New Mexico for your home opener. Big deal.
Yeah.
Then you go to Athens, Georgia, and play Georgia. Saturday Night Football.
Right.
8 o'clock. That's going to be a big game. Then Virginia comes to town. Virginia's not a bad team. Then you have the little bit of a cupcake game. But again, not a bad team in Bowling Green. Then you got USC.
Yeah.
And then Michigan. They haven't announced the time for that game yet, but my guess is that's going to be the game of the week on ABC. And then Virginia Tech comes to town. Everybody said Notre Dame was going to lose to Virginia Tech last year. And what happened, Virginia Tech? You got stomped.
Yeah.
And then you got Duke. Who cares? It's Duke. Then it's Navy. That is the only game that ever scares me in any schedule Notre Dame has. That is the only game that Notre Dame scares me in because they run that damn triple option, and there's no beating that triple option. And then they're wearing, on senior night, their 150th, because it's the 150th year of college football. They're going to be wearing cool jerseys. You've seen them, right?
Yeah.
Against Boston College. That's at 2:30. It's going to be a fun game to watch. And then they go play Stanford in Stanford, where they're going to lose, because it's Stanford and they don't win in Stanford. They haven't won in, like, forever. Yeah. So it's whatever.
I will say this. Even though Notre Dame does not get themselves into a tough schedule, they definitely have made some of these teams have tough schedules with Stanford and USC and Michigan.
Right. And
so,
the only teams they play every year, Navy, Stanford, and USC. Those are the only 3 teams that they've ever played every year.
Yeah.
Everything else is, other than since now the rest of the schools joined the ACC, they used to play, they would play Michigan every year. They would play Michigan State. Those are 2 big power schools. They would play, and then they would throw random games in there. They'd play. I think they played LSU for a few years. They got schedules coming up with Ohio State in a couple years.
Yeah.
For people out there who say that Notre Dame needs to join a conference,
they don't need to join a conference.
Thank you. That's all I want to.
They don't need to join a conference. But I'm just. On player analysis of this year,
that's fine.
It's just going to be tough. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine. I agree. That's fine. You can say that.
I'll say
You're entitled
this.
to your
if
opinion.
This team has 1 loss and Ian Book has 30 touchdowns with only 7 interceptions, I will give you then he promotes himself from good to great. Okay, I will give you that. But he has to put up those numbers because no longer does he have the big receivers.
He goes into Athens, Georgia, doesn't throw an interception, throws 5 touchdowns, and they come out with the victory. He goes to Ann Arbor, throws 1 interception, but has 4 touchdowns, and comes out with the victory. He's an elite quarterback then.
I will say good. I will say great.
He went into Athens, Georgia.
I will say great.
He went into Athens, Georgia at night and went in and threw no interceptions and 5 touchdowns for the win.
I will.
And that last touchdown was the game-winning touchdown.
I mean, it's a legendary moment. I will give you.
Watch it happen, Jake. Watch it happen.
I'm just saying that I would put him from good to great then. And I will say then, okay, he moves up into that spot where people can say, you know what, if we need a backup quarterback who can maybe be for the future, that's when teams will really start to I'm not saying teams aren't taking an interest in this kid.
He's
he
up for the
certainly
Heisman.
He's that possibility.
Early Heisman candidate right now.
He could be one of those guys that maybe sneaks through. Who knows? Maybe he's a Drew Brees in disguise. He certainly has the size, and he has sort of that accuracy of arm.
New Orleans needs a backup.
So, but again, though, to me, it just comes down to.
It's going to be a weekly thing with me, by the way, guys, where Notre Dame's going to somehow pull a victory. I'm going to see something on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, that Notre Dame still needs to join a conference, and I'm going to go on my 20-minute rant.
Or they're going to lose, and then I'm going to have to hear about it for weeks and weeks at a time.
Yeah, I'm always going to.
But.
It's fine.
You know what? I
Who's
honestly,
better, me or Kevin, though? Who would you rather deal with weeks on weeks after
neither one of you?
Let's be honest. Who would you rather get fired up after a Notre Dame loss on the show?
Neither one of you, because you're both loud. No, but even still, them being 51 odds is still very good. I mean, the fact that they're in 50-1 odds, the fact that I think they should be higher on this, because right now honestly, I'm going to say this, Nebraska. I like Adrian Martinez at quarterback, but being 30-1 odds, I got big questions about that kid being a star quarterback for them. I don't see them having a winning season this year. I see them going 6-6. Auburn, you're putting a true freshman in at starting quarterback, Bo Nix.
Awesome name, by the
way. That's going to be tough. I mean, Gus Malzahn is a really good coach, but that's going to be a tough one to overcome. Bo Nix is a good quarterback, don't get me wrong, but as a true freshman, to say you're the Auburn quarterback and you have to go play Alabama, LSU, a lot of the top teams in the SEC, it's going to be hard to do. For some of these other teams like Texas A&M, I don't see the confidence in this team.
The only reason though Texas A&M has one of the toughest schedules is because it's the SEC and there's an SEC bias. So boo-hoo.
They're playing Clemson, Georgia, LSU, Alabama, Auburn. They're playing a lot of tough schools. But that's the thing. They're playing all those tough schools. I'm looking at 5 losses right there. I don't see how a lot of people are giving this team more credit than what it's deserved, honestly. Washington on here is also 51 odds. I just don't know if this team's actually going to be able to bleed through and actually pick up a win. They lost so much defensively in Byron Murphy and Taylor Rapp. I know Jacob Easton's still their quarterback, but it's his first year and last year playing college football. And when it comes to quarterbacks who have transferred into their last year, it's tough to pull out a victory. And the only other team that's listed on here, the only 2 teams listed on here, Florida and Oregon, who are at 40-1 odds, Oregon, I think, is going to be decent. I think Justin Herbert's going to have a good year, but I think it's going to be another 8-4 season for them. And when it comes to Florida, Felipe Franks is in his last year. I think he's going to have a decent season, but again, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be as good as people think they are. People seem to think they're going to go 10-2. I just don't see it with this team. I think Florida is kind of at the end of their line of being a team that dominates. Although they are pulling in a few top recruits here and there, I will give them that. One team, though, I will say that I've been seeing kind of brandish the news a lot that I didn't see in here was the University of Miami, who a lot of people were really giving a lot of stuff to. Which I just want to say to Tate Martell, suck it up, buddy. We all lose starting positions from time to time. I know you lost it to a true redshirt freshman, Jaron Williams. But come on, man. I mean, you don't have to sit in your room and cry about it, right?
You're talking ice cream now.
He's talking ice cream now? Well, I had a fun game that I was going to actually throw to you if you wanted to play it. I don't know if you can do it or not. I know you're a bit of a fantasy football man, but I don't know if you want to take this one.
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm gonna throw you. I'm gonna let you try to name the rankings of the top players out there. So I have the rankings of the top players in fantasy football, and I know Jake's back there, so he'll let you know. He'll let us know what's going up. So I've got them up here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I want you to give me the top 10, and I will give you the hints on the teams if you need them. Okay? Yeah. All right. So So who's number 1?
For what position?
So this is all players. All players
fantasy?
In fantasy football. All-time top players in fantasy football. Who's the number 1 player in fantasy football being ranked?
Is it right now? It's Saquon. But are we talking right now, though?
Yes, right now. And yes, you're
Saquon.
correct.
It's
Saquon Barkley.
That's who I was going with. I didn't need the help on that one. I just wanted to make sure right now.
Number 2, who you got?
I want to say Gurley, but I don't think it's Gurley.
You're on the right path. I'll give you that.
It's a running back.
Yeah.
What team?
Cowboys.
Oh, it's Elliott.
Yes. All right. Who's number 3?
Is it a running back?
Yes.
Is it Gurley?
No.
It's not McCaffrey. I don't know why I wanted to say McCaffrey, but isn't it? Is McCaffrey 4? Is McCaffrey in the top 5?
Yes, he is.
Is McCaffrey 5? Is he 3?
Which one are you going to choose?
I'm going to go McCaffrey at 3.
You're correct, yes. By the way, this is coming from Fantasy Football Top 300 from Sporkle.com. This is from a quiz that was listed out there. So this one might be a little off. I apologize if it's not 100%. But this is from what a quiz is going to be.
Wow, I didn't. Right? McCaffrey just came to my head. I don't know why I thought of him.
All right. Who's number 4?
Is it another running back?
Yes.
Is it Gurley?
No. You're just going to keep going till it is him?
Well, if it keeps coming up as a running back.
No, it's not him.
I'm trying to think of all the running backs. Is it Chubb?
No.
It's not Kareem Hunt.
It's a state you've been in before. I will give you that.
Oh, is it NSC South?
I can't really.
Is it I'm the god there. I can't think of his name.
I can't give the team names anymore because I'm just realizing, you know what? This isn't going to work because I'm just going to get these too easy.
It's Kamara.
There you go.
Thank
yes,
you.
Alvin Kamara.
I couldn't think of his first name.
Number 5, who you got?
Is it Gurley?
Yes, it's Gurley. Jesus. All right, number 6. You can't say it's Gurley.
Is it Early?
No. Who the hell is Early?
Is it a running back?
No, it's not.
Is it a quarterback?
No.
Oh, is it a receiver?
Yes.
Is it DeAndre Hopkins?
No. One more guess.
What team?
NFC North, what do you got?
It's not Allen Robinson. I'm trying to think of.
An answer, Tom. What do you got? Give me something.
I can't think of it. It's Is it on the Packers?
You're correct on that. It's Devontae Adams, man. Yeah, I know. All right.
In my fairness, I shouldn't know any of the players on the team because it's a trash team.
All right, give me the next one, man. Who
quarterback?
Are you thinking? No, not quarterback.
Receiver?
Receiver, it is.
Division? Oh, is it DeAndre Hopkins?
There you go. Yes, it's DeAndre Hopkins.
How is Devontae Adams over DeAndre? What? That makes no sense to me.
This is just from what this list is telling me. So I know. All right. Who's next on the list?
Is it a quarterback now?
No, running back. And it's not Gurley.
Is it Shirley?
No, it's not Shirley.
What division? At least give me the divisions.
AFC East. Running back AFC East.
Le'Veon Bell?
That is correct, Le'Veon Bell. Yes.
Oh, he didn't even play a season.
I know. All right. Next, who you got? Wide receiver.
Division?
AFC South.
Michael Thomas.
No, you got one more.
No,
guess.
you said AFC South, not NFC South.
No, I said NFC South.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know about that one then.
You don't know? Julio Jones.
Oh my God! I quit. I'm going
boy.
home, guys.
All right, we'll give you a few more.
I can't believe I forgot about him.
We'll give you a few more, make you feel better. All
All
right.
right. I'm doing pretty well
All
for
right.
myself.
No, you are. I'll give you credit on that. All right. Even though I gave you the first couple ones there, unfortunately.
All right, well,
but
those
that's
are true.
fine. That's fine. All right. Who's next on the list? Who you got?
Quarterback?
Wide receiver, NFC South.
Is it Michael Thomas?
That is Michael Thomas. That's correct. All right. Next, who you got, man?
Quarterback?
No.
I'm gonna keep asking.
Running back.
Is it from the
AFC West.
Oh my God. Why is it gotta be from the West?
What do you think, Tom?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I can't think of that one.
Melvin Gordon from the Chargers. All right, and finally, we're gonna finish this one off with. Actually, we'll go to these. We'll go to these last two. All right.
All right.
So this is wide receiver. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the AFC North.
Is Julian Edelman? It's a long shot.
That's the AFC East. I say AFC North.
All right. Sorry.
AFC North, wide receiver. What are you thinking, Tom?
Are we counting tight ends as wide receivers?
No, I would
okay.
say if it's a tight end.
All right, I'm
trust
just
me,
making
I would
sure.
say-
I know
would
some
say it's
people
a tight end.
Some people say their tight ends are wide receivers.
I know. People are goofy like that.
Yeah. I almost want to say T.Y. Hilton, but that doesn't make any sense to me.
So,
But I'm going to go with T.Y. Hilton. Dang, he's in the South. I forget that. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, that's right.
All right, and the last one is a wide receiver from the AFC West.
I don't know. I don't follow the West.
Antonio Brown. Yeah.
Is he even going to play this year?
That's a good question, really.
I haven't watched Hard Knocks yet, so shut up.
All right, well, this was a lot of fun. There's obviously a lot of names on here.
I did pretty well for myself.
You did very good. By the way, these are going to be directed at you sometime, our Mr. Producer back there, so you better be ready for this
No
one.
cheating.
No cheating. Actually, I don't know how I can stop him, technically. And also, too, he's like a human machine when it comes to this stuff, so I don't know how I can stump him. I got to find a different way, I guess, with you.
Can I say something?
What?
NHL Network. What are we doing here? With your top 20 centers. Why isn't Jonathan Taze one of your top 20 centers once again? I'm not asking him to be number one. I'm not asking him to be number two. Just put him in the list.
And show some respect and love.
Come on.
All right.
Man's a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. He had an outstanding year. Put him at 15. I'll be happy then.
There you go.
Thank
All right. Tom, where can they find you?
Big Love in 6193, where I like to cause havoc on Twitter sometimes.
You've already caused enough havoc, I think. Yeah,
Saw my tweet yesterday.
I think has my hair gone white yet?
No, not yet.
Right,
By the way, I'm unionizing.
Feels like it. We're not. No one's unionizing anything. I'm telling you that right now. No union. Nothing.
You can't say that. That's against the law. I'm suing.
Not even a company yet.
I don't care. I can still unionize.
All right, whatever. Well, you guys can find me. If not apparently in the trenches fighting against the little man, I guess. You guys can find me on Twitter at @TheFluffyGuru. You can find me on Instagram at BoomCrewCaptain. Guys, if you want to follow us on our Facebook page at Team X Bomb Sports, where seasons 1 and 2 are up there. Check us out from the old days, kind of see where we started to where we are right now here on the YouTube page. If you guys want to follow us on Twitter, make sure to go to our Twitter page at XBombSports. We're always kind of posting some
Tell
new
your friends.
stuff.
Tell your friends. Tell your
Yes.
friends. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. There are names out there.
Yes,
We're
definitely.
awesome people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I did a $13 shot of tequila this week. It was really smooth.
that still boggles my mind. The
I
fact
also
that you
did a
paid-
root beer shot. It's Mr.
Was it
McGill.
what-
It's a Mr. McGillicuddy's root beer with Bailey's in it.
How much you pay for that?
It was
one?
like $5.
Oh, okay.
But literally these you could probably drink 40 of those and all of a sudden be like, oh God, I'm done. Oh.
Jeez.
That's how smooth. You don't literally you don't taste the alcohol. It tastes like a root beer float.
All right.
a
Well,
shot glass.
maybe we'll check that. I don't know. We've been suggested a couple of events
Down.
that people would like us to do.
Down.
I listed a few of those.
I can
on
throw
our
the football
Facebook.
over the school.
We're not doing that again.
I can throw the football.
We're not doing that again.
Yeah, long ways.
If you guys want to follow us on our Instagram, it's at XBomb Sports as well, where we post pictures. We're gonna do more videos, more stuff like that. We're gonna add more content is gonna be coming from us soon. I promise you. We're all in talks here. We've all been doing a lot of talking.
I am trying to start a podcast.
Yes. I know we've been talking about that for a while, but we're going to finally get this thing kind of kicked off. We're going to be a bit more laid back from this.
We are literally going to try to do everything possible besides getting naked and stripping for money.
I mean, and I never disagreed to that. I mean, if
that's like the last resort. But right now, we're not there yet.
No,
we're getting there, but we're not there yet.
We're not there yet. But yeah, if you guys can, look out because we're going to be, like I said, we're going to try to throw a lot more content.
I mean, you already got the stage name, by the way. I can just hear the announcer now. And now coming to the stage, Big Sexy.
I need the C. I need the circle with the C on it, so this way.
Sorry, I think Bartolo Clone's already got that.
Shoot. All right. Well, I guess I'm not going to court with him. He's made too much money.
And you can't do Big Fluffy either because that'd almost be like Fluffy and Gabriel Iglesias got that one.
I'm screwed. I guess I'm gonna have to find something
How about Big
else.
Fluffy Sexy? I think that's not copyrighted yet.
I like Fluff Daddy Guapo, to be honest with you.
Perfect. There it is.
Don't announce it, please. I got to get through this so we can get out of here. If you guys want to make sure to subscribe to us here on the YouTube page at XBomb Productions. We really appreciate it. We're up to 18 subscribers right now. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but guys, to those of you that have been subscribing, we really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the love. I will try to set some sort of goal. We're coming up on the 100th episode here very soon. 2 years.
We're going to get hammered. Wait, when's the 100th?
100th. I haven't worked out the math for that yet.
All right, figure it out. If it's right around September 1st, I'll be coming in with New Amsterdam,
boy.
Pink Whitney's,
and obviously the 2 year anniversary is coming up September 30th. So hit us with some ideas of what you guys want to see us do. Maybe we'll do some of these events that day. I don't know, something like that. We may do something.
We may not go live. We may not go live.
Yeah, we may not go live, but we might do something fun and interesting for it so that you guys can really enjoy it. I think that's all. Oh yeah, don't forget Jake Bradley.
Trash.
Relax. Let me get it out. Really.
Trash.
Jake Bradley, Tyler Prickett. I know Tyler couldn't be here, unfortunately.
What a loser.
Jesus, man. Tyler had some stuff
no
he had
pain,
to
no gain.
attend to, but he'll be back hopefully next week. Tyler and Jake, they do Putting Up Points on SportsTownChicago.com every Saturday, 12 to 2. Trash. Yeah, of course, that's the motto. So make sure to keep.
I want that in the intro now.
So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Make sure to throw some love that way. Also, too, guys, make sure to go check out the Respawn Cast on Twitch.tv. Kevin Cat Shack, they do a really good job. They stream every Tuesday and Friday. Make sure to go check them out on Twitch.tv. Again, the Respawn Cast. And I think that's everything that I've said, unless I'm missing something. Am I good, guys? Am I okay? Are we good? Where did you get paper? I want him searched from head to toe from now on. Once he gets
He didn't even see me pull it out of my pocket. He didn't even see it next to the mic. It was
because
great.
I was focused on our viewers. Oh my god! All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna kill this man. So if you don't see him on Saturday, it's because
you kill me. You know who you're gonna have to answer to.
What? She said it's fine.
No.
She already did. She said, "You went into a haunted house. You're sacrificed." All right, guys.
First off, I'm not stupid enough to go to a haunted house. So.
All right, well, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been insanity. My hair is turning gray. Thank you all. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys on Saturday. And as always, guys, much love and peace out, Boom Crew.